Hey everybody, welcome back to Mama Zodi Tarot. It's Mama, of course. I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and the support on my videos. I know that I have some new followers. I don't care if it's just 150. I am so grateful, so super grateful, because I remember when I was at like 30, then I remember when I was at like 58. So just seeing it progress and grow is really, really awesome, and I'm super grateful and thankful. All praises, to the Most High, my ancestors, God, everybody that walks with me, and for making that happen, and for you guys who support me. I do see, as the page is growing, we're gonna have some pushback, of course, and people who maybe don't like what they see. And what I suggest is that you just don't tune in, you just don't watch. You still have free will. Tarot is just me looking into the energy in the cards. It doesn't replace free will. I make it clear in the comments. This is my opinion. You don't take it as fact if you don't want to, or you don't have to believe it. Use your own discernment when it comes to everything that you see me saying in these videos, okay? Please use your own discernment when watching my channel. If you want to, be a part of the channel, then I appreciate it, and you do love what I'm saying, and you support me, I appreciate it. Like the video, comment, let me know, give me questions, so that I have things to talk about, and not just always coming from my own head. But it's okay, I don't mind. But yeah, just share, let people know, so that we can grow the channel, we can build together as much as possible, because I really, really, really love and appreciate all of the support. And I do want to say, because I don't want to address this multiple times, about the people who feel like, tarot card readings, you can't get insight from them, yada, yada, yada. That is your opinion. You are free to have it. I'm not here to, tell anybody how to feel about tarot, So I don't know how I even came across your page if you're not interested in tarot. I don't even know how I came across your algorithm. Maybe that should tell you a little bit of something about yourself, But yeah, so that's what we have going on. There was something else that I wanted to say, but I can't remember it right now. So I guess we'll just have to, I guess they didn't want me to say it. That is one thing, y'all. There'll be times where I'm doing these videos and I think that I say something, and turns out I heard it in my head and I never said it out loud. And then I'll be like, well, maybe that's just how my ancestors wanted it to go. They didn't want me to say it. So we'll just, take it as that. They didn't want me to say it. And just know, I do want to say, for all of the new people on here, I sometimes do come off a little harsh or a little aggressive when it comes to my reads, especially, when I do personal readings. But it's because my ancestors, they do not like complaining. I tell you, we all got a set of family members that we come from, and I know mine. And mine do not like complaints. They like solutions, okay? They're very solution-based, and so they tell you what you need to hear, and sometimes it's like you might have heard it 100 times, so they gotta scream it at you because they feel like it's just that serious at that point for you to get it. So yeah, I'm not doing any of this for clout. I'm not looking for fans. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this genuinely because I enjoy reading. I enjoy looking to the energy. This is a gift that I have, and I want to share that with you all. So don't think that you're going to get me saying some crazy super wild thing just to say it, looking for followers. And no, we are talking about what I see in the cards and what the cards is telling me. Even with the Megan Thee Stallion video that I just did with Glorilla, it surprised me. It was very shocking, for me, because I didn't expect that. And that's why I say I go into these things with a clear head, looking for accurate messages and the truth, that we are, allowed to know, that they trust me with knowing and sharing with you guys for our highest good, So when I was doing my prayers today, I was just thinking, I'm going to definitely eventually do a video just introducing myself and letting you guys know more about me, my, journey, my spiritual journey, more about how I got into divination and reading and tarot, because I don't only read tarot. I am also a medium, so I do mediumship readings, past life readings, things that don't involve cards, and things like that. So we'll do a video about that, and you guys let me know if y'all want to see me do that live, or if you want me to just record a video and post the video onto the channel. Either way, the live I think gets posted to the channel. So y'all let me know if y'all want me to start going live, so that we can start interacting with each other and things like that. I will put a timestamp for when the video starts and all the different parts of the video, so that way if people don't want to hear all of this, they can skip right to the juicy parts. But let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do a full deep dive on Hailey Bieber. That's what we are doing today, a full deep dive on Hailey Bieber. So let's start off, with her personality. Look, the card's going to fall out. Selfie fail on the bottom of the deck. So, let's see about her personality, her true inner personality versus the public persona that she presents to us. Okay, so we'll go, let's just do top of the deck for the persona, and then bottom of the deck for who she truly is. Alright. Persona, toilet paper hoarder, overwhelmed mom, delivery app devotee, parallel parker pro in reverse, and drama queen in reverse. Alrighty, and then let's go to true inner persona. We got emoji overuser, social media junkie, snooze button samurai, awkward dancer, and viral video star. Okay, so we got somebody who, with this coffee addict, definitely sees them as, all the rave, all the tea, all the, she definitely feels like she's talked about a lot, and she's spoken about often. She know that she's the topic of people's discussion. That's what I get from that coffee addict. But let's get into it. So her outward persona, we have toilet paper hoarder. So she definitely comes off very well put together, like she got her SHIT together, she's very poised, and comes off possibly a little snooty or snobby to some people, but definitely seems very well put together as far as how she dresses up herself. Would definitely consider her as somebody that's like a socialite, and things of that nature. Now, we do have overwhelmed mom, which is interesting, and I definitely want to look more into it, because that's almost contradictory to this toilet paper hoarder, because it's like you got some people who sees that she's very put together, she thinks that she's a socialite, she thinks she's the shit, she thinks she's all that, and then you have some people who's looking at her and seeing somebody who's a little bit out of whack, who's a little frazzled and overwhelmed, possibly distracted, with this person looking at this computer, possibly distracted from their focus and their motherly duties. So that is interesting. We'll have to dig more into that. Then we have delivery app devotee. So someone with, what I would say a lot of emotional baggage. Because I'm looking at all of these things piled up. It's like she wears her emotions on her sleeve. She definitely has a lot of emotional baggage. That's what I would say when it comes to that delivery app devotee. So I want to look into that more as well, because I wonder, where does that come from? Where are people seeing that in her outward persona? I also think, looking at the delivery app devotee, it also suggests that on the outside she looks like someone who works hard, who puts in a lot of effort and a lot of energy into what it is that she's doing. I'm looking at these coffee cups. It's like, she puts a lot of energy and effort into working. I'm looking at this parallel parker pro in reverse, which also, again, suggests that, she's someone who's always, on the outside, who's always, in the media's attention, always in the spotlight, never really able to just stay still or be in one spot, always on the go, always on the move. And then we have drama queen in reverse, which also is interesting, because that one also gives me a twofold energy, where it's like outwardly to some people she may come off as a drama queen, someone overly emotional, but then that card is coming out in reverse. So it's like there is an element of still being able to keep it together. Still being able to hold everything together, even with having all the emotional things and all of these different emotions. People do see that she is somebody who still puts on a good face and gets herself together and does what she needs to do and puts in the work, despite all of the not little, but big emotions that she's trying to make little and keep under control. So they definitely see that she has a lot of different emotions that she's managing. So that's her outward persona. Like I said, on the inside, we got emoji overuser. So she's going through a lot, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of different emotions, possible mania, just, these manic episodes. Definitely feels a lot of different things, possibly all at one time, possibly all in one day, going through mood swings. I was about to say postpartum, so confirmation she possibly going through some sort of postpartum depression after having, this baby. possibly, really being overwhelmed with the duties and the responsibilities that comes with juggling being a socialite and, doing and working and having a career and then also being a mother. So that's definitely weighing on her a lot on the inside. With social media junkie, I think she's someone that's definitely, distracted, possibly focusing on her image, making sure that, she controls what's said about her, what people think about her, what people say about her. Definitely sometimes overly focused on her image and how she's viewed and what people think and say about her. So that definitely weighs on her and affects her. We have snooze button samurai. So on the inside, I think that she would like some calm. She would like some peace. She would like some rest. She really wants to slow things down, possibly, just sleep actually and get more rest and actually press the snooze button for once and not always just have to jump up and, run towards every responsibility that she has. So I would definitely say she's, taking on a lot and possibly might not have all of the... she doesn't have everything together on the inside, even though she's portraying that she does on the outside. She's definitely overwhelmed. Like that breath that I just made, that's real. Like she wants that sigh of relief and just to take a beat, take a moment and just relax. Okay. Then we have awkward dancer. So I think that, inside she feels like this is not as easy as it may look. She definitely feels like, a little bit awkward, feels like she has to possibly, overdo it when it comes to her personality, has to portray herself a certain way that she may not feel comfortable with at all times. She definitely feels uncomfortable overall. So we'll look into this as well and get more on what is it that really makes her uncomfortable and what is it that she really feels uncomfortable about. And then lastly, we have viral video star. So she definitely on the inside, like I said, sees that she is in the spotlight and she wants that. That's still something that she craves, no matter how much she wants to take a break and she wants to take a rest. She still enjoys that lifestyle and she still enjoys being in the spotlight and people seeing her as this big star and viewing her as somebody important and big and going viral and those type of things. She still enjoys that and wants that deep down. All right, so that's what we have as far as the outward persona versus her inner persona. But let's go ahead and get some more information on some of these because I do want to know more about this awkward dancer. I feel like I got the gist on the rest of these. And I want to know more about this overwhelmed mom, delivery app devotee, and drama queen. So we'll go into each of these individually and see if we can get some more information. So this overwhelmed mom, let's go ahead and use what's the chi deck so we can get the tea on what this overwhelmed mom is and what actually she feels overwhelmed about, because I think that she's often distracting herself with her work. That's kind of what I get from that. So let's see if we can get more confirmation on that. Bad habits, legal issues, and ain't ish hooked and always partying. Alrighty, so yeah, basically what we got from this is that she's definitely distracting herself from her duties when it comes to being a mom with this SHIT. It's like, I'm looking at this person drawing on his pen. It's like anything to distract herself with this hooked and always partying. We know that, she's definitely hanging out. She's enjoying herself. She's living her best life. Possibly, being distracted with focusing on Justin and seeing what he's got going on with this hook that's giving me, following, watching, worried about the wrong things, hooked on seeing what her baby daddy, quote unquote, baby daddy got going on. I'm also looking at this legal issues. So we'll have to see more about that and see if, she's possibly going through any legal issues at this time. I told y'all before that I feel that he is leaning towards, the big D word. Okay, divorce. And so we'll look more into the legal issues and see exactly what that's about. And then we also have bad habits. So again, toxicities, addictions, things that she shouldn't have no business doing is what she's distracting herself with, and it's causing her to be overwhelmed and not focused on her duties when it comes to motherhood and what she should be doing. So wow, that was clear as day. All right, that was clear as day. The girl is out enjoying, hanging out, partying, having fun. So there's that. We will look into the legal issues after. All right, we got delivery app devotee. What is this delivery app devotee? Because like I said, we know she's distracted, she's partying, she's hanging out. So, this obviously has to do with another distraction of hers, but it feels more like work. So let's see what we have as far as this. Moving, obsessive lover, an offer, drama starter, and uninterested. Oh, so the delivery app devotee is all of the energy and time that she's actually wasting spending worried about Justin and seeing what Justin's got going on and whether or not who he's talking to with this offer. If he's spending, his time with other girls, trying to stir up drama and chaos. Like, you see this man and this woman here. She's trying to see, like, is he, invested in someone else, which I told you guys. If you watch the Justin and Hailey video, then you know that it feels like they're both kind of dealing with other people and distracting themselves anyway. So it feels like it's really just a facade at this point for them to even be together. But yeah, she's definitely worried about him possibly moving on with this delivery app devotee. She's focusing on, being a handler, devoting herself to that job and making sure that she sees what he's doing, that he's not, moving too far, that he's not, possibly thinking about, moving or leaving away from her permanently. And she's definitely seeing that he's uninterested and that he's not trying to, see what she has going on. But I'm looking at this uninterested card with this red light. It's like she's literally like a police officer that's like set out to just watch him. It's weird. All this confirmation that I keep getting in these videos about her being a handler, and now my left eye is twitching. So yeah, she's definitely irritated right now, and spending a lot of time trying to see what he has going on, wasting her time trying to focus on him, watch him, follow him, just be all up in his business. So she's really, really wasting a lot of energy, possibly, sitting on her phone, eating, drinking, watching, talking with friends, asking around, like, hey, do you have any information? Do you know? Like, just trying to see what she can get, while also, focusing on making sure she's devoted to that bloodline, that job that she's been given, handed down by the powers that be, to be a handler. So that's definitely about that bloodline and the conversations that she's having where they're letting her know, like, hey, you need to make sure that you stay on Justin's ASS. Make sure that you're watching him. Like, make sure that you're focused. And remember, this goes back to that moment with the paparazzi and everything. This is bringing me back to the what's not clocking to you incident. It's like that drama and that mess came from the fact that he knows that he's being watched and he's trying to move on and focus on better things, but she's part of the drama that's being stirred up in his life. So that's crazy. Let's see about this drama queen in reverse. Give me more on this, please. We got no facts, threatening, in their head, ignoring, and talking shit. So with this drama queen in reverse, it's like when it comes to her outward persona, I feel like she's basically always seeing what is being said about her, always wondering about, what people have said. She's highly bothered. When I'm looking at this threatening card, like, she gets in her feelings very easily about things like this, like what I'm doing. Anybody talking about her, people speaking about her, she can't really ignore it and let it go. She's always in her head about it. She feels like, people don't know the real her, people don't have facts about her. So I feel like that's one part of it when it comes to her outward persona. She doesn't like to see people speaking about her. It definitely makes her feel some type of way. But then I also think the second layer is that she's one of those people who knows that deep down with this no facts, that the persona that she puts on is not truly who she is. And so as much as she tries to ignore, what's being said and the things that people say about her when it comes to friends, family, fans, people on social media, as much as she tries to ignore it, it still weighs on her. She's still overthinking and overanalyzing it in the back of her head because there's a part of her that knows that is true and that she's lying to herself. So yeah, that's what that drama queen in reverse is. This is interesting. And then this is about her inner personality. So we had an awkward dancer. Tell me more about this, because like I said, I feel like there's a certain uncomfortability that she has with herself and who she is, and that's where her being in her head and overanalyzing really comes from, because she definitely feels weird and awkward internally. So let's see what this is about. Giving money, Moving on. Shine. Grudge holder. Oh, this is interesting. Jackpot. Okay, so with this awkward dancer, this is her worrying about her financial footing and her stability. All right. Inside, she's definitely worried about how she's going to move on without Justin, without, his influence on her life, possibly his money. She's always worried about where she's going to get her next dollar from and making sure that her stability and her abundance is okay. She never wants to be, losing. She wants to make sure that she gets rich and, she stays rich and that she's financially good. So with this grudge holder, it's giving me, manifestation. She's constantly worried and focusing and harboring on manifesting abundance and manifesting money and her being great. It's a lot about her financial situation and her knowing that without Justin that things may change. With this light, your light irritates their demons. It's one of those things where if he begins to see her for who she truly is and begins to see the light and want to move on and change things about himself, then that can cause trouble for her. But also these demonic entities, these people, this bloodline that the eyes wide shut crew, as Alicia Wicker likes to call them, these people that she's working with, she knows that if anything was to go awry with them and she wasn't to keep this situation under control, then there would be issues with her financial situation. She knows that that's a big part of her, where she receives her income from and how she's able to stay stable and make her money, is by them having an influence and control over her life. That's why she's able to keep winning and keep experiencing financial windfalls and abundance. So she's afraid of losing out on that, and that's a big deal for her. This involvement that she has with the bloodline. You see the red shoe and then the black shoe, so she knows that there's a lightness and a dark side to her. She portrays herself as light, but on the inside there is a darker side to her, and there are darker things that she is involved in. I'm not sure how deep I'm willing to go into that in this reading, but let's just continue on and we'll see from there what we can know. Let's see about some of her inner struggles and emotional struggles and things that she goes through, because I know that that's probably where this is kind of leaning towards, that she deals with some sort of inner struggles. And we got inside scoop on the bottom of the deck, so we know that she's a very nosy person, always trying to focus on Justin and see what he has going on. So that's really funny. But yeah, let's get the inside scoop on her. Ooh, okay, this is gonna be juicy. And see what it is that she really has going on. Well, elemental, she's a highly emotional person. We already know that, but let's see what some of her inner struggles are and some of the things that she's dealing with internally that we really don't always see. I know that we do see the fact that she's overwhelmed, but let's get some more about those inner struggles. Okay. Oh shoot, we have to go into the legal issues. So let's make sure that we do that next after we go into her inner struggles. So what do we have here? We have meditation, transformation, Archangel Raphael, sacral chakra, and sun goddess. Interesting. I know I read somewhere they were talking about how her human design, she has she's something about her sacral is important when it comes to her energy and her life force, and she has to focus on her gut feeling. I read something like that about her at one point, but interesting that the sacral chakra is coming out here again. So we know that sacral chakra and feeling comfortable in her own body, that uncomfortability that she has is a huge thing for her, that awkwardness that she feels inside, because she is very sensitive to emotions. I did see water elemental coming out while I was shuffling, so she definitely feels the energy in the room. She feels the temperature. She knows how, what's going on around her, how other people feel. She can sense danger. She can sense when things are, not so good. Just definitely knows how to read the room and feel other people's emotions intuitively. And she herself, is a highly emotional and intuitive being herself. That's what I get from that sacral chakra card. But so we have a meditation coming out here first. So it's something where she has a hard time with really finding that peace, finding that happiness, that inner calm. I'm looking at this divine white light that's coming down here, and it's like she has a hard time really getting those divine messages and allowing that ancestral wisdom to come forward, because even though she has this sacred energy, this is something that she has a hard time working with, even though naturally she is intuitive and should tap in with her gut and her gut feeling and her sacred energy to get her downloads, and she's able to tune in with other people's emotions. She struggles with that third eye chakra. She struggles with really opening up her third eye and transforming and really finding that happiness and aligning with her higher self. So it says, I journey within to meet my higher self and find true happiness on this transformation card. So the portal is there, the door is there for her to open and waiting for her to go through. I'm always saying I can't stop, but listen, here I go again saying it. The portal is there. The door is waiting for her to open it and go through it, but she's struggling to do so, to actually tap in with that knowledge. And this comes from her not being able to tap in with the healing work that she needs to do. That has to be done first with this Archangel Raphael card. It says, I invite Archangel Raphael to bring healing and knowledge into my life. So it's about her doing that deep introspection. I know I say it a lot, but a lot of them haven't actually done any work with themselves to figure out who they really are, to heal those wounds that they've been carrying, those burdens, all of that emotional baggage that they've had since they were children. They just walk around with it and lash out on people and treat people negatively and do nasty things, and they don't understand why things are not going in their favor. It's because they haven't done the healing. So until she opens up that portal, until she accepts and opens up her heart and allows healing into her life, then she will not be able to see that divinity come over her. She will not be able to tap in with her divine nature and tap in with God and get the downloads and the understanding. She will not be able to transform and be able to really tune in with other people's feelings and emotions like she's actually able to. Lastly, we have Sun Goddess here. It says, I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. So it's more on her not doing the healing work, not actually going out in nature and spending time with herself, going by the water. I feel like she hasn't really stood up for herself. I'm looking at this sun card and, I'm looking at how this woman is standing up tall and she has her arms open. And I feel like Hailey hasn't stood tall and really embraced her divinity. She hasn't embraced her divine nature and her divine side. She hasn't embraced God. She hasn't embraced the healing that she needs to do, when it comes to her inner emotions and her transformation and her personal walk with life, and standing up tall and being courageous and being able to really even live for herself. This is making me think about her what is that? Solar plexus chakra, so she hasn't really done the third eye chakra work, the heart chakra work, and she hasn't done the solar plexus chakra work. So when you haven't done the solar plexus chakra work, you're always codependent. You're always leaning on someone else to, reconfirm things to you. She's not, there's no piece of information that's really sticking in her brain. Like, I know this is getting kind of deep, but she has a hard time really allowing information to process and then stay in her brain and then, act on it. So even if someone says, hey, Hailey, I think that you need to work on this, it's like 5 minutes later, she'll be asking you, what did you say? Or what did that mean? She has a hard time really getting to process that information. So that's the real inner work that she needs to be doing for herself right now. So those are the inner struggles that she has. It comes down to being able to retain information, find inner peace, really connect with her divinity and connect with her sacral chakra and her gut feeling and connect with her sensitivity when it comes to her emotions. So that's what we have as far as that. Let's go into these legal issues and see if we can get some more about these legal issues. What are these legal issues when it comes to her outward persona and what people are seeing about her? Is this showing that she was coming off, that she, some people come off balance, or she was, juggling a lot of different things at one time? Because I feel like that, definitely has something to do with it. Her possibly, juggling and always feeling like she has to manage a bunch of different things at one time that she can't. We have the Queen of Cups, the World, the Tower, the Ten of Cups, and the Moon. Okay, so the legal issues come down to, the turmoil that's happening, the ups and downs, when it comes to her life. She feels like, she's about to go through some sort of phase, right? Like she thought that she got her wish fulfillment with this world. She thought that everything was finally coming together. This was happily ever after. She done got married. Everything is going to be beautiful. It's going to be stable. She's finally got her wish fulfillment, her stability, and her happily ever after. Okay, but as you know, further confirmed by this 10 of Cups. She got her, you know, her love, her happiness, her dream come true, all of the things that she wanted, her career, to support, all of that stuff. But behind closed doors, all right, with this moon, okay, the things that we don't know, okay, is that she sees, she has this underlying gut feeling, even though she doesn't like to tap in with these things, that disaster is striking with this tower, that there's about to be some chaos, all right, that drama is lurking, that there's about to be a tower moment, okay, that something is going to be happening. We see court, immigration lawyers. Listen, she knows that something is coming, and that there's a possibility that Justin is trying to leave this marriage, okay? For entertainment purposes only, what I see in the card. She knows that there's about to be chaos and drama coming to her relationship, all right, and to her marriage, and she knows. That's why this is coming out in her outward persona. She sees that other people can see that there are other things happening behind closed doors, and that she's in an illusion, and that things are, you know, her happily ever after and all that, that's coming to an end, and all her hopes and dreams are about to come crashing down. She can see that, and she does not like to know that people can feel and sense that she's, you know, going through a lot of emotions with this Queen of Cups. Wow. I want a little bit of fries with that, because I'm just nosy like that. I'm just nosy like that because I want fries with that. This is just me being nosy here. Let's go to this one and see if we could just get a few more. And then we'll go into her love, because this is where it's leading us. So we'll definitely go into the love situation right after this. But give me some more fries about this moon card and what it is that's coming to light. And this tower card, like, you know, we got a lot of upheaval coming to her love life and her relationship, right? This is all about love and harmony, and, you know, that relationship and her being happy and things experiencing some changes. So let's see. Oh, what's that fell out there? Unfazed coming out in reverse. Listen, she is highly bothered. Okay, she is stressed. Didn't I say it looked like she's sitting somewhere? But I said it, sitting somewhere with a coffee, a drink somewhere. This is her standing by the window, stressed out, trying to figure out what she's gonna do. What's her next move? How is she going to figure this out? Because deep down she feels it. All right, that's why she cannot remain unfazed. Deep down she feels and knows that things are not going well, and that this is, you know, that this is going to come to an end soon. I'm seeing dodging bullets, Queen rising, impersonator, and one more played out. So she knows that this relationship is coming to an end, that she is played out, and that whatever she tries to, you know, pretend to do, whatever false mask that she's wearing, it's no longer working. Okay, he is about to, you've been hit by, you've been struck by a smooth criminal. And he's trying to make a smooth exit, okay, away from her. He's trying to dodge some bullets. He's realizing that, you know, it says escape, blocking negativity, escaping crazy people, and protected by haters. He knows that a lot of the people that he's been dealing with, you know, have been telling him things were actually haters. The whole time he thought people were protecting him, he was being quote unquote protected by haters, and he needs to get away from her. This is stressing her out. This has her overwhelmed. All right, that he's trying to leave. And with this Queen rising, as I said, again, this is all about her rising and staying a star and being good and being the queen of his life, and all of that stuff coming to an end, and her, you know, pretending to be the light in his life. And now it's coming to the light that she's not who she says she is, and she is coming out very played out when it comes to Justin Bieber, and he just really doesn't want to deal with her. So now what I want to know is, why does he? Because we see a lot of pictures. If the energy is so played out, and this is true, that he really doesn't want to be with her, he feels like she's fake, she's been playing him, using him, she's, you know, I see Forcer on the bottom of the deck, forces things on you, forces their way in, uses force to get what they want. All right, because I'm like, why does Justin even deal with her? So give me, I want some fries more on this Forcer, because we see pictures of him and her, like, he just posted a picture of the two of them together. So what's the tea with that, and him posting pictures of them, and, you know, defending her and on the outward making it seem like everything is okay when it comes to their relationship. Okay, because I definitely wonder, you know, what's the reasoning behind that. And I have a few ideas, but let's see. Listen, Judgment on the bottom of the deck. The Empress, the King of Cups, the Chariot, the Magician, the Page of Cups. Let's actually get like 2 more. The Eight of Cups and the Four of Swords in reverse. All right. Okay, this is making sense. All right, so with the Empress and the King of Cups and the Chariot, it's like, this is one of those things where he is still trying to be a good father. He's still trying to set a good example. He still wants to remain in her good graces when it comes to being around the child. Okay, there's an element of, you know, her being the mother of his children and him still wanting to be involved in the child's life. Okay, that's what I think that's about. And he is actually trying to be more mature. He's trying to grow with this Chariot, and he doesn't want to he doesn't want to jeopardize anything when it comes to him being able to move away from her. He knows that he's got to be smart with the Chariot and the Magician. He knows that he's got to, you know, move quickly, and he's got to be smart when it comes to coming up with plans to get away from her. And he's got to be creative about the way that he does things. So he's not going to be outwardly speaking negatively about her. He's going to remain, you know, real smart, real in control of his emotions with this King of Cups. Like, he's definitely playing chess and not checkers. And he knows that, you know, he's got to be smart. Also, I am seeing that with this Page of Cups, listen, he got somebody else that he's talking to. Again, it keeps coming back that he's talking to someone else, all right? And with this Eight of Cups, it's giving me that, you know, he's already walked away from her. He's already left her in the past, and he's actually more focused on whoever this new person is, you know, that he's spending time with. I don't know why. It just feels like he got a new love offer, and he's been enjoying that person and just spending time with them, and it's getting, you know, using this person to escape all of the things that he don't want to deal with when it comes to, you know, his life. I feel like he's definitely rejecting her with this Four of Swords in reverse. Like, he's definitely, you know, not wanting to indulge with her and not wanting to sleep with her, but for some reason he's still in this planning mode. You know, he's still kind of moving real stagnant. When he's exhausted of her, he tired of her. Trust me. He's like, listen, I'm exhausted of being, you know, having to put up this front and keep up this image and pretend like I don't want to do it, you know, with this Four of Swords in reverse. But I am still in a period of stagnation where I'm not able to just easily move forward and get away from this person. Like, it's not as simple as we think when it comes to walking away from her and getting away from her, especially when it comes to her being the mother of his children, because he believes that is the mother of his children, and he doesn't want his child being used against him and him not being able to have you know, time with her and a part in her life. So that's what I get from that. Listen, we got forcer, bad karma, and fake smiles. So, you know, he's definitely trying to pretend because he doesn't want to see, you know, have to go through any unnecessary endings. He don't want to have to go through no bad karma behind her, lose access to certain things. He don't want to end up literally losing his life. Like, he's trying to, you know, put on a fake smile and pretend like everything is okay and all of that stuff. But I think that he's actually trying to build a case. All right, he's trying to get more information. We got quarter case, dirt digging, love on the brain, and marrying for money. So he's really trying to go back and you know, do all his due diligence and get all of the information that he needs to. He knows that that she's watching him, that she's dirt digging, and that he's being controlled and his finances are being controlled. It says fake flexing, acts rich, flosses money, acts fancy, shows off. So he knows that, there's certain things, okay, this is a lot deeper than what we think. His financial situation is involved in it, the fact that she's watching him. So he's trying to with this quarter case really take his time and build a case, and get all the information that he needs to be able to go through with getting a divorce and all of that stuff, because this is a lot deeper than we think. All right, there's other forces at work here when it comes to his marriage being controlled. All right, there's someone who is being forced on him, and so it's not as simple as we think it is. So we got to give Justin grace and give him time to figure out the situation when it comes to getting out of this. But I think with all of this that I'm looking at here, the reason why he chooses to continue dealing with her is because he's got to be smart, and I think that he's just now starting to get certain intuitive messages with this Page of Cups. They also want to make that clear, like he's just starting to tap in with his intuition. Like, this is new for him. him to start, really having emotional control and tap in, with I talked about it, the divine messages that he's getting. Like, this is all new for him. So he's just now starting to be able to control his emotions and manage his emotions and not, act crazy and lose his mind whenever he's around her, even though he knows certain things. He's still trying to, remain copacetic and calm and stay clear of things. But with this magician, he definitely knows about, everything that's being done, possibly the spell work that's being done that I talked about in the, video with Scissor. So he knows about everything, but he's just now starting to figure it all out. So you got to give him time to piece everything together and start planning and figuring out what he's going to do next. All right, so back into Hailey. Let's talk more about love, because I want to know, what's her situation when it comes to love right now. Is she dealing with someone else, and the possibility of that, and then, what's going on between her and Justin from her perspective? How does she feel about what's going on between her and Justin? So let's start off with the top of the deck. It's going to be what's her perspective on the situation between her and Justin, and the bottom of the deck will be, whether or not she's dealing with someone new and the possibility of that, because I did pick up on them both dealing with other people in the last reading that I did. All right, in terms of Justin, not enough. Swords and Roses, the Golden Mirror, Death, which came out in the last reading, and the Butterfly. So when it comes to Justin, she's trying to see if she can, have some growth, some evolution, change things when it comes to the relationship. Hopefully they can release the past and go, change things and move on to a new phase and grow. Because I feel that, even though she was a handler, I think that there's an element of her still wanting him emotionally and feeling like, she has a child with him and she has love with him. It's very diluted. Where it's like, I still feel like I deserve him. I still feel like I want to, honor and protect him with the Swords and Roses. I still feel like I have passion for him and love for him, and I want to make this work, and I will honor our love and protect it. And she's determined, but at the same time, she's working for the powers that be. So, it's really kind of, very egotistical with this not enough. It's like, she's a man eater. It's very sick of her to be working with these people and knowing that she's doing that, but still wanting to feel like he should still be with her. It does with this Golden Mirror. It says narcissist. So it does come off very narcissistic, love bombing, self-absorbed, one-sided. So she knows that the love is one-sided, that the relationship is over, that, what's dead is dead, everything is over, they cannot move forward, and that she doesn't have enough to cause any kind of reason for him to want to go forward. Like, he's already made his revelations when it's come to their relationship, but she still wants to try to sabotage it. She still wants to try to manipulate things to work out in her favor. She's still upset and frustrated and wants to see, like, what can she do, even though there's nothing that she can do, that there's not enough, all right, that she can do. So let's see about her and a potential new love. We got Teddy Bear, Separation, Grounding, Ship, and Heartbroken. Okay, so what this is telling me is that she's still, bitter about the situation with Justin and heartbroken over him. And as I said before, she thinks that dealing with someone new is what's gonna make him want to, spark some sort of interest again. So with this teddy bear, it's like, yeah, she's out, she's flirting, she's, dating other people, got little things. It's nothing serious, but she does have little things blooming because she feels like they're going through some sort of period of separation, and that their future, of the relationship is uncertain when it comes to them. So again, she's just looking for some sort of happiness. She's just trying to find some sort of stability, even though, she's deeply sad. She's heartbroken. It says feeling lost, grieving and despair, breakup. She's definitely feeling hurt about the fact that Justin is wanting to move on. So this is her way of finding some sort of peace, and her grounding herself and, getting some sort of stability is by flirting and, going on dates and hanging out with other people, even though deep down she's very, very bitter over the situation with Justin, and just feels like, her life and her future is uncertain, so she can't even really focus on actually enjoying the people that she's dating because she's so concerned about, her future. So that's what we have in terms of love. Let's see about her career trajectory and what does she have going on business-wise and things like that. What's going on with her career? What is going on with her career? Let's see, as far as, how she's feeling internally about it on the bottom versus, what we're seeing outwardly about her career. versus how she really feels about it internally. I don't really like to be like, okay, what does this person have coming up? Like, I don't, y'all, there's so many readers that do like predictions on, like, you know, what a person is, you know, doing, and got coming up as far as they, you know, career and stuff like that. So I don't always like to come from that trajectory. I more like to see like what we don't know. Whoa, you know, like call it nosy, but I'm liking to see what we don't know. So I don't know why these cards don't want to shuffle. I don't know what's going on, but let's just go ahead and get into it. Like I said, top of the deck will be what we see versus how she feels internally about her career. Outwardly, what we see, it says revenge, positive, community, apathetic, and leverage. So as far as what, you know, we see that, you know, she's aligned and gets support, you know, from certain people in her community, that there's certain people, like, it's like a hit or miss for her. You got two sides, and some people feel like she's pure and she has, you know, great intentions and they really like her. They got a lot of positive feelings towards her, and then we have other people who are a little bit more cold and apathetic and don't appreciate her and don't like her and feel like she's leveraging Justin and leveraging anything that she can, that she's an opportunist basically with this leverage. So, and then you have other people that feel like she's a, you know, that she's actually really positive and that people are just out for revenge and want to damage her and retaliate against her for whatever. You know, it says, I'm looking to damage you in retaliation for perceived wrong. So when it comes to the community, it's very split. You got some people that feel like she's very positive and that people are just hating on her and that they don't like her and that they just want to damage her reputation and her image, and they feel like she's doing something. It's all about perception, and that they don't really know what's going on. They're not really in her house and in their, you know, in her marriage. And then you have other people that is like, nah, I don't trust her, you know, I don't like her, I feel like she's leveraging Justin and she's an opportunist and she uses certain things that she can to up her career and up her status. So yeah, some people like her career and feel like she got haters and people that's working against her that don't want to see her do good, and some people don't trust her. So that was very, very clear and open when it comes to that. Now let's see about her inner feelings about it. Laughter, perspective, confession, distraction, and sabotage. So yeah, she is definitely feeling like there are people who are sabotaging her. You know, so if that's the narrative that she's putting out, then it would make sense why, you know, some people have, you know, the people that support her and her fans do agree with her. She feels like she's being sabotaged, that people are undermining her efforts and working against her, trying to sabotage her, and that, you know, some people might possibly be laughing at her or don't, you know, see her for truly who she is, things like that. But I think that she feels like she's a shining light. It says, I'll be a shining light in your life and bring you laughter and joy. So she feels like she's a good person. She feel, you know, she views herself in high honor with this perspective card. Like, she looks at herself in a good light and thinks that she's, you know, a good person. You know, and with this confession, it says a hidden truth is ready to surface, exposing what's been concealed. So I think she feels like she has the right to hide certain things. She has the right to be private. And, you know, when it comes to her career, she has the right to hide certain things about her true self and her identity, and she doesn't have to be truthful about everything that she's doing. Like, literally, when it comes to internally, when it comes to her career, she knows that she puts on the front, right, that she's distracting us with this distraction card, like that she always is trying to keep us from seeing what's really, really going on, right, with this hidden truth, right? She don't want all of the negative things and all of the bad stuff being exposed. She wants to constantly frame this image that she's being sabotaged, even though she's one of those people who is actually the saboteur, right? She's one of those people who's working to actively be a distraction in her own husband's life, and she's sabotaging him and deliberately working against him and creating obstacles in his life. But she's trying to distract us from that and make us feel like, you know, she's this great person and that, you know, she is a light in his life and she brings joy and happiness. She wants to maintain that image and, you know, keep up this fake image and have us view her in high honor. So that's how it is when it comes to her career. Wow. So let's see about some, you know, some future predictions. What can we expect from this woman? Actually, no, let's go to the tarot. We'll come back to this one. Let's get some future predictions about what, you know, we can see coming for her. Because like I said, she knows that some kind of woman's coming. She feel it. She knows that some things are coming. So what are some of the things that's going to be going on? Let's go personal life for top of the deck, and what's going on in her professional life for the bottom of the deck, as far as any issues and things that she might be going through. No, it's gonna be something. It ain't gonna be all rainbows and sunshine, but hey, you never know. Let's see. Future predictions. Top of the deck will be personal life, and bottom of the deck is professional. All right. Personal life, burdens, sleepless nights, lots of stress, despair, trauma when it comes to, her relationship and her marriage. Yes. And there's going to be certain things about her marriage, that's going to be coming to the light. She feels like, there's a lot of hidden truth that's going to be surfacing about her marriage. As far as future predictions, she's going to be carrying a lot of burdens. She's going to be really, really stressed out, a lot of fears, a lot of anxiety. And, we'll go a little bit deeper about, what those anxieties and fears are truly about. But she definitely doesn't want everything coming out about her marriage and her relationship and, all that. She doesn't want that coming to the light, all of the secrets and the things that's happening behind the scenes. She's definitely trying to focus on keeping everything good when it comes to, the public. But stuff is going to be coming to light. All right, with the Six of Wands, public recognition, things are going to be coming to the light. So that's what's going to be happening when it comes to her personal life. Things that are concerning her marriage will be coming out, and she's not happy about that. So we'll see what that actually entails and pertains to. And I think it's the marriage book, but we'll see exactly. When it comes to her professional life, let's see. Ooh, Five of Pentacles, financial loss, Lord geez. Two of Wands, ooh, Two of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, and Page of Cups. Oh, man. Oh, boy. So when it comes to her, her career and her professional life, she's definitely going to be feeling like she's taking some losses. Like, she's going to feel very insecure when it comes to her finances. It says lack of mindset. So she's going to be like real worried about where she's going to be getting her next dollar from, with this Two of Wands, trying to, plan and make decisions to, figure out what she's going to do, because there's some changes that's coming to her personal life. So she got to figure out what she's going to do about her future. She's got some difficult decisions that she got to make with this Two of Swords. It's going to be a lot weighing on her. And she's not going to be able to avoid it. Okay. And with this Knight of Pentacles, I feel like, she's definitely going to try to strong arm Justin when it comes to his finances and try to see whatever she could get out of him. Because there's a masculine here with this Knight of Pentacles, and I feel like that's Justin, and she's gonna see and feel like, no, I put in the hard work, I deserve this, I put in this effort. If they are going to be going through some sort of divorce with this legal issues here, she is going to be fighting for her fair share and feel like she deserves it, because she's put in the effort and the work into this marriage, and she deserves it. All right, so that's what I would say when it comes to her career. She's going to have to keep continuing to put in some hard work. And the Page of Cups, it's like she there will be some sort of possibility for little opportunities, not big opportunities. Page of Cups is this is just a small thing, but and it's the Knight of Cups, so we're looking at like the most immature knights, and these are the smallest cards in the deck. These are the children of the babies of the deck, basically. Like, this is not the adults. So we know that she's gonna have some small things going, but she's definitely gonna have to put in a lot of work to conserve her money. We see conservation on this card, so she's gonna have to be really efficient and be really shrewd when it comes to her money and her financial situation. So wow, that's crazy. I didn't expect that, but that's what we got as far as her career and her money. She's going to have to be really, really smart. We got the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I think she's about to have to be real independent. Okay? And so she's going to have to make clear decisions and smart decisions when it comes to her finances and her money. So that's what I have. Let's go a little bit deeper and see what it is that's going to be coming to the light. And then we'll see more about the finances. But let's just start there. What is this that's going to be coming to the light? Because we know that there's going to be some things, exposed that we're going to be finding out about, that the public is going to see about their marriage, and certain things, certain despair, certain trauma. I don't know if it's going to be cheating allegations or what, but we're definitely going to see what it is that's going to be coming to the light about that, and then about her career, and that's where we'll close out the reading, because I haven't checked the time, but I know it's pretty long, so we will probably close it out there. Actually, there's one more thing that I want to know, and then we'll close it out, which is about the child and the baby, because we have asked about that. So I do want to lastly close it out by asking about that. But yeah, anyways, let's see what is going to be coming to the light for the public, you guys. About you know what? Let me just do it this way. All right, what's going to be coming to the light? What's going to be coming to the light? Oh, what is that? Boss. Okay, tell me more about this boss and what's going to be coming to the light. Legal. Oh, so the legal issues, y'all, it's coming back again, because we had legal issues and now we got legal from this deck. So confirmation on legal issues. There will be some legal issues, some issues between them that's going to be coming out, possibly about marriage, or just about them two not getting along, that them two not, seeing things eye to eye anymore. I'm seeing imprisonment here, so him feeling trapped. I'm seeing ritual and animosity, so things are going to be changing. Her daily life, everything that has been going on is going to be changing, and she's going to have a lot of animosity towards that, and she's going to feel some type of way about whatever it is that comes to the light about him wanting to release himself and no longer be trapped and imprisoned. Okay, so it's, I don't like to say anything definitively, but hey, it is what it is. They are going to be going through some divorce issues, and she's worried about her finances, right? Rich girl, like, this is all about her worried about what's going to happen with her money, and her financial situation changing, with change coming out here, change and pathway. This is what she's worried about. Her, doors being closed, her financial opportunities lessening, her not being able to have everything that she had. Okay, and people not seeing her the same way, people viewing her differently after whatever this is comes to the light. Other people possibly having animosity towards her and feeling like, oh my God, you had Justin trapped. Oh my God, you was a part of this. Like, yeah, is there anything else about, this moon card and what's going to be coming to light about their relationship and this public recognition? Listen, we got relationship. I said relationship. A manipulation coming out sideways, with a number coming out in reverse. Yeah, it's going to come out that he's no longer in love with her, and that this has been forced and orchestrated and manipulated, that she is a handler. She's been abusing him. Okay, this boss man, that she's been abusing Justin Bieber, and it's only been a matter of time with this concern coming out sideways, that he's been waiting on the right time to speak up about this. We got courthouse coming in reverse. He feels like he's been treated unfairly. He's being manipulated by her. She's a handler. He don't want to be with her. He wants to end this marriage. Okay, with courthouse coming out in reverse. He wants to get divorced. It is what it is. Okay, for entertainment purposes only. Feel a type of way about it if you want. If you are a Hailey Bieber stan, then this might not be the video for you to watch, because as I said, we talk truth over here. We speak about what it is that I'm seeing in the cards, my psychic downloads, okay, and what I feel. So if you don't agree, you don't have to agree, click off the video. But I'm telling you right now, listen, y'all see the cards. Pathway, animosity, and change and ritual. Things are going to be changing for her. Whatever was working before, it ain't gonna be working no more. All of that dark, stuff that's being done behind closed doors, and the powers that be, they're not gonna be able to help her and keep her as no rich girl, because she's not gonna be able to keep up her end of the bargain. She's not gonna be able to continue to manipulate Justin and keep him trapped. And once she's not holding up her end of the bargain, he's gonna be able to slip his way out of the situation, and she's gonna lose her social standing, and she's gonna take some losses when it comes to her financial situation. So let's see exactly what it is, because we know that's what I got next. The financial situation. So let's get some more on this, these difficult decisions that she's going to have to make, and her having to, stand alone and, be smart and conservative when it comes to her finances. Let's get some more on that. Please, what is going on here with her finances, these future predictions? We got bliss in reverse, actual money in reverse, and awakening in reverse. So yeah, she's not going to be having no more blissful days. She's going to be shelling out money. She's going to be losing money, and this is going to come as a complete rude awakening for her. Okay, this is going to be a nasty shock to her, and she is not going to appreciate it or be happy about it at all. I'm seeing karma in reverse. She's going to be running away from this karma. She do not want to deal with this at all. She do not want to see this transition coming out in reverse as well. She's not going without a fight. She's not going easy. That girl going to drag and fight through the dirt, okay, before she just let Justin leave her and let us see her in a different light and change what her perception is, and people start to have, evil eye and jealousy and envy towards her, and people start looking at her differently. No, she is not trying to lose her happiness and her bliss and her happily ever after. All right, she don't want any of this coming to light. So give me more on this and this Knight of Pentacles and this Page of Cups. And what is this? What is this? I'm seeing travel in reverse and rich guy in reverse. So yeah, listen, he's moving forward. She's losing her rich guy, the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. There's no more rich guy coming towards her in the near future is what they're saying. That she shouldn't be expecting to, see somebody, new. There's only going to be childish. Remember I said it's all about kitty things. She might get some childish offers. She might deal with some little dates and people, but their money is going to be funny. Knight of Pentacles, they're not going to be trying to take care of her. They're not looking to take responsibility for her life and take care of her and her children. They definitely gonna wonder what she's gonna do. But I'm also looking at this rich guy and I'm thinking about the powers that be. This Knight of Pentacles, like she's gonna be cut out. She's not gonna be making no forward progression when it comes to her ranking, and that's gonna be a problem. So I'm not pulling out any of my darker decks because I don't want to do that, because I don't want to know. But I will go to this deck here and just ask about the power, these rich guys and the people that's sending her to do her job. What's their truest intentions with her coming up, like, because they're obviously not going to be happy. What is this? Journey. Yeah, it's a lot about that it says adventure awaits, a physical or emotionally expanding experience ahead. They got some hard work ahead for her, all right? She got a long journey ahead of what she gonna have to do. Give me more. Deceit coming out sideways. Listen, they got some plans for her to involve herself in some deception, and they possibly might be deceiving her with this. It's mutual. It says we're on the same wavelength, good or bad. So they're gonna let her know, like, you gonna have to do this. I'm seeing brag and misunderstanding. So they're definitely gonna, like I said, want her to go back and try to beg. I'm seeing, it says brag, but I heard beg. So they're gonna want her to go back and beg for this man's forgiveness and try to repair things with him. They're gonna be like, listen, if you don't get back on the same page with him and make things mutual again with him and do what we say, then listen, expect to have some issues, expect to have some hard times, because we're not gonna be able to help you after that. All right, so what else is it that they're trying to have her do? Seeing safe space and status in reverse. They're like, yeah, if you don't get back in his good graces and make him trust you again and feel safe with you again, then you're going to lose your social standing. You're going to lose your status. You're going down in the ranks, and that's going to be a problem. That means that she's going to start losing financial opportunities. She's not going to be in the media. She's not going to be in the headlines. We're not going to see her going through a lot of good stuff. It's actually going to be probably media and tabloids and drama and gossip and a lot of issues for her if she don't get it together and find her way back into Justin's good graces. All right, it's going to be a lot of trouble and problems for her. So that's what I have as far as that. Lastly, to close out the reading, I wanted to look into the child, because we asked about the paternity of the child. So I'm going to look into, well, no, we already looked into the paternity of your child, but people was like, did she actually give birth to it? Did she have the child physically herself? So let's see what the confirmation. I think so. Yes. Let's see what the whole conversation was surrounding babies and children and them even having a child. All right. So how did this conversation even go? Actually, let's start with the tarot and then we'll go from there. Tell me the conversation around getting pregnant, having a baby, because as I said, I got in the last reading that she wanted to do this and she was having conversation about it, but it was something about toxicity, drugs, addictions, and things blocking them from being able to naturally conceive a baby. So together, so I want to see was this natural? Did she have this baby herself? What was the conversation like leading up to them having a baby? So we'll do a 9-card spread so that I can get the full picture. All right. She was like, I want you to give me a baby. Give me a baby, please, please, please. Oh my God. Wow. My ancestors can be so literal sometimes, you guys. This is crazy. Like literally 6 of Pentacles and then the Empress. She literally said, get me pregnant. Give me a baby. Okay, this is what's going to secure my financial situation and create new abundance and opportunities for me and keep you stuck and trapped with me. And she knew that. Wow. This is so clear as day. Wow. I'm just like, wow, 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 wow. Okay, and then we have, wow. Wow, but I'm looking at this magician. It makes me feel like this might have been engineered. Okay, like with something was meant. There was some manifestation involved with this happening. Okay, she was really worried because with this four of pentacles, she wanted to secure her foundation, but there was something about him not being able to do it. Okay, that's what I'm thinking about with this four of pentacles, him not being able to do it. So there had to be some outside source that was involved because he couldn't get it done. All right, literally this card says victim mentality and entrapment. So she trapped this man somehow because it wasn't happening naturally. So wow, that's crazy. And I'm looking at this Knight of Wands. It's like, listen, this was something that she did really, really impulsively. She was not afraid. And I'm looking at this Five of Wands. Is some sneakiness involved. We already know he's not the dad. There was some sneakiness involved. It's like, okay, yes, with the magician, maybe I have to, find some other way to get this done and make this happen because, if he's not going to help me, then I'm going to have to do it myself. I'm going to have to go to somebody who's more skilled, who got who has what it takes to make this get done. And we're sitting here having disagreements. It's not working out. We're not able to make it work. And I need to win at all costs with this Five of Swords. Like, I have to do this. I have to secure my wealth with this Ten of Pentacles. I have to secure my abundance. Like, so she went and got a contribution from somebody else. I'm sorry. That's what I got from this. Yes, she naturally had the baby, but the contribution came from someone else. The contribution, the SPERN, it did not come from him. It came from someone else. Okay? That is what I'm getting from this, that she got it from somebody else. Yeah, I'm looking at the Fool on the bottom of the deck. She did it very, very spontaneously, okay? Very spontaneously. She was just like, I want this, and she wanted it to happen. And so she just had to do what she had to do. And for some reason, I'm looking at this Fool card and I'm thinking about, when you go into something just really blindly. So you have Justin, who has this blind faith and truly believes that this is his child. He right now, he do not know that this is not really his child. He's trying to figure it out and see what's going on. But listen, I'm looking at behind that, we got the Seven of Cups. This is wishful thinking. He's daydreaming. He's bugging. This is not his kid. And I don't know if the powers that be, was involved and gave her the idea to do this. So I guess that's the last thing, that will act really quickly is that she, we know that this was impulsive, but I'm looking at this Knight of Wands and I'm like, okay, we know she got it from somebody else, a different man. But was there someone else, was the powers that be who influenced her and told her that it would be a good idea to just go get the contribution from somebody else? Like, were they the ones who orchestrated this with this Ten of Pentacles and said, we'll help you? Listen, Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Tower. Yes. Five of Wands and the Lovers. Yes. Basically, they was like, she better be smart because they saw the tower moments coming. They saw the conflict. This was basically damage control. All right, to bring them back to focus of being involved with each other and getting back to a place of love. All right, so with this Queen of Pentacles, it's like they basically were saying, you got to be smart, you got to be practical. She got somebody else that's telling her that if she wants to still be good financially, then she needs to think smart and she needs to secure her financial stability. It literally says a working parent on this card. It was like the only way, the only career you have is being a mom. Okay, that's how you secure your finances, is by getting with him and being his wife. So without him, she's going to struggle financially, not just because the powers that be have put her in place and they make things happen and make things shake when it comes to her, but because just because you have the last name Baldwin, listen, them Baldwins is going through their own things. And I might do a video on Alec Baldwin too, because he got his own things that he going through, where his ranking is a little bit questioned right now when it comes to them. I can look at them people and see when I look at the tabloids, I look at the once in a while, I see what the headlines are saying. When they've overstepped their boundaries and got themselves in some trouble. But yeah, this is what I have, that they told her that she got to be smart. This Emperor, they was like, you got to be smart. This is the leadership that she has to respect, that father role, that father figure, possibly her own father was saying, you need to secure this, all right, because y'all going through too much. It's a lot of drama and chaos right now and competition, and we need you to slow down, all right, and reel this back in, because y'all, if not, it's going to cause chaos and tension in your life if you don't get back to fixing y'all relationship and bring y'all back to love here with this Lovers. So yeah, that's crazy. That's it. That's what I have, y'all. What is, the conversation that is being had now between these two? That's the last thing that I want to look into, so that way we don't even have to question it. What is the conversation that's happening between Hailey, and the powers that be? And then on the bottom of the deck, we'll do the conversation that's happening between her and Justin, because we know that, she was pressured into doing a lot of the things that she's done when it comes to securing her life and her wealth and keeping her family in good graces. So, like I said, we'll have to do a video on the Baldwin family at some point. Oh, confirmation. Yes, we will do a video on the Baldwin family. But this is a lot more about securing her family and their legacy and all that. It's not just about her individually, all right? Just so you guys know. All right, so the conversation that's happening. Okay, so like I said, they told her to, pretty much stick to what she's obligated to, with this obligation coming out here. Be brave, be courageous with this bravery out here, and be smart, and make sure that you do what you do. But if you choose to not follow what it is that we're telling you to do with this step back and follow your passion. If you take a step back and don't continue to, be strong and go after this and be motivated to do what it is that we're telling you to do. It says if there's something that excites and motivates you, it's a message from your Akashic record that it can lead to your abundance. Don't silence it. But in this case, they're telling her that we're what lead to your abundance. And if you silence us and don't follow what we tell you to do, and you take a step back and don't follow your obligations, then we'll have to release you. We'll have to release you and your family, and y'all won't be understanding that y'all in. It's gonna have to be, problems. Okay, we'll have to, cut you out. Okay, so what's the conversation between her and Justin? Of course, resolution, detach, acceptance, grounding, and release attachment. It's the same old things that we always see. She's trying to come up with a resolution and say that, that she wants to, be better and get herself together, and stay with him and, figure things out. And, she's worried about her stability and all of that stuff. And he's saying, listen, you may be disappointed with a recent outcome. Remember, if one door closes, you are being redirected to one that will soon open to your true soul's path. He's like, you need to just accept that ship has sailed, that door has closed. I'm going towards new beginnings. I'm opening myself up to new stuff. I'm detaching from you. I've been, my ancestors and my spirit is leading me to detach from you, and it's I've been holding on to you too tightly, and you need to let go of this outcome and thinking that we're gonna resolve everything and come back together, because it's not. So that is what that is as far as a deep dive on Hailey Bieber, everything that she got going on, some future predictions for her. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I know that it was super long, but hey, we should have no questions about Hailey Bieber moving forward, right? I love you guys. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see y'all later.